जग हंसे हम रोए, ऐसी कर्मी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए। चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। ये राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस बीने चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। अष्टकमल का अक्षर कमराया, पांच तत्व की भूमि। अष्टकमल का अक्षर कमराया, पांच तत्व की भूमि। नव दस मास बुनन को लागे, नव दस मास बुनन को लागे। मूरख मैली कीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। ये राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस बीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। जब मुड़ी चादर धन कर आई, रंग रेज को दी। जब मुड़ी चादर धन कर आई, रंग रेज को दी। ऐसा रंग रंगा रंग ले ले, ऐसा रंग रंगा रंग ले ले। लालो लाल कर दीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। ये राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस बीने चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी, चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी।
बोले गणपति भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। बजरंग बली भगवान की जय। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बो फलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्र प्रचोदयात्। वंशी विभूषितकराणनवनीरदाभात् पीताम्बरादरुणबिम्बफलधरोष्ठात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखारविन्द्रनेत्र कृष्णात् पदं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलावदेहं धनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनां मृगगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीराम 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 श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणं नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख पद कंज पद कंजारुणं श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम। कंदर्प अगणित अमित चविनव नीर नीरज सुंदरम पत पीत मानहु तरित रुचि सुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम। भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्य वंश निकंदनम रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल चंद्र दशरथ नंदनम श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम। सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदार अंग विभूषणम् आजानु भुज सर चाप धर संग्राम जित कर दूषणम् श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मनरंजनम् मम हृदय कंज निवास गुरु कामादिकर दर रंजनम् श्री राम 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 राम रघुनंदन राम राम श्री राम राम भरताग्रज राम राम श्री राम राम रनकर्कश राम राम श्री राम राम शरणं भव राम राम श्री रामचंद्र चरणों वचसा गृह्णामि श्री रामचंद्र चरणों वचसा गृह्णामि श्री रामचंद्र चरणों शिरसा नमामि श्री रामचंद्र चरणों शरणं प्रपन्थे श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। बाल समय रवि भक्ष लियो तब तीनहु लोक भयो अंधियारो ताहि सो त्रास भयो जग को यह संकट काहू सो जात न तारो देवन आनी करी बिनती तब छार दियो रवि कष्ट निवारो नहीं जानत है जग में कभी संकट मोचन
नाम तिहारो संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो
बाली की त्रास कपेश बस गिरी जात महाप्रभु पंत निहारो शोकी महामुनि श्राप दियो तब चाहिए कौन विचार विचारो कैद्विज रूप निवाए महाप्रभु सो तुम दास के शोक निवारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो अंगद के संग ले गए सिय खोज कपीशय बन उचारो जीवत
ना बचे हो हम सो
जो बिना सुधि लागे पग घारो फेरी थके तत सिंधु सबे तब लाए सिया सुधि प्राण उबारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कभी संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो रावण त्रास दई सिय को सब राक्षसी सो कहु सो निवारो समय हनुमान महाप्रभु जाए महाराज ने चरवार। चाहत सिया सो कसो आगे सो दे प्रभु मुद्रिका शोक निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। बाण लगो लक्ष्मण के तब प्राण तजे सुत रावण मारो। लय गृह वेद सुषेण समेत तब गिरि द्रोण सुवीर उपारो। आनी सजीवन हाथ दई तब लक्ष्मण के तुम प्राण उबारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कभी संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। रावण युद्ध अजान कियो तब नाग की पास सब शिर दारो। श्री रघुनाथ समेत सबे दल मोह भयो यह संकट भारो। आनी खगेश तबे हनुमान जो बंधन काटे सूत्रास निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कभी संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। बंधु समेत जब अहि रावण ले रघुनाथ पताल सिधारो। देवहि पूजी बलि विधि सो बलि देह सबे मिली मंत्र विचारो। जाए सहाय भयो तबहि अहि रावण सैन्य समेत संहारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कभी संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। काज किए वर देवन के तुम वीर महाप्रभु देख विचारो। कौन सो संकट मोर गरीब को जो तुम सो नहीं जात है तारो। बेगी हरो हनुमान महाप्रभु जो कछु संकट होए हमारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। ओ नाम तिहारो नाम तिहारो। नाम तिहारो नाम तिहारो। ओ नाम तिहारो नाम तिहारो। नाम तिहारो नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। लाल देह लाली लसे अरुधर लाल लंगूर। वज्रदेहदानो दलं जय 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 कपिसूर पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। बोले बजरंगबली भगवान की जय। Jai Sitaram everyone, and welcome to our final session of Sundar Kaand in the temple. Immediately after Ram Navami, last week we started the chanting of Sundar Kaand, which is according to Tulsidas ji, the most beautiful chapter and the shortest chapter of the Ramcharitmanas. It is the shortest chapter, and that's why he named it Sundar Kaand, beautiful, short and sweet. That's where it came from, I think. Shortest but sweetest. And Sundar Kaand is done, you know, in our Indian community, they invite us to sometimes go sing Sundar Kaand at their home, but just to sing it. They don't, no explanation, no Katha, nothing, just sing Sundar Kaand. Takes about 2 hours to sing it, regular pace, sometimes longer. But it's so beautiful because when it is sung, it creates a sense of harmony. And those who's sitting, they may not even understand what is happening, but they clasp their hands and they pray, and Bhagwan Bajrangbali manifests himself. So today it was our last session, which makes it our 14th session for satsang here. We started not last, the following the week before Wednesday. If you look at it, Monday, Tuesday. So it's 16 days consecutively. We're having satsang for Bhagwan Hanumanji, Bhagwan Ram. It's a blessing to be with all of you in these times. Today we have a few sponsors. Our in-house sponsor, Lilmati Arthur, giving thanks to Hanumanji Bhagwan. May Bhagwan bless them in abundance. And these sponsors are going to be running on the screen. Sita Partab, giving thanks and gratitude to Prabhu Ram and Veer Hanuman for all the goodness, kindness and blessings they have bestowed upon my family and myself. And on behalf of my nephew Vijay Baksh, we thank the BSM family and volunteers for all their hard work. And blessings to all. Thank you, Sita Partab. From Kailas Misir, happy heavenly birthday to the late Dindyal Misir. On behalf of your wife, Brahash, children Devi, Kumar and Natasha, and grandchildren Amar, Viraj, Kishan, Kristen, and Anjali and Jay. I know this gentleman very well. Actually did his funeral last year. Very noble family. Want to wish him happy birthday in heaven and hope all the family are celebrating in a very memorable way for him as well. Deonarayan, Lilavati, Vidyavati, Lakshmi, Ramjeevan. This is by G. Dev from Long Island. Thank you very much for being part of our Sundar Kaand, and Bhagwan's blessings to you and your family, Bhaiji Dev, for always doing your best to uphold your dharma. Mohini Rajkumar, Jai Shri Ram, may Shri Hanumanji encourage, protect, and inspire his devotees to break barriers, reach incredible heights, and perform good work with all success and humility. From Lukash, Mohini, and family, Bhagwan's blessings to all of you as well on this beautiful day. Tikaram Ryan Sukhdeo, sponsored by Priya and Chris Haripal. Harpal giving thanks to Hanumanji for his blessings, and indeed blessings to all of you. Tikaram Ryan Sukhdeo, in the names of Lakshmi Dey Ram Lakhan, Bhisham Puran, thanking Hanumanji for his presence in their lives and to help them through difficult times in their lives. Of course, I know this family very well. Bhagwan's blessings to all of you as well. I know how much Hanumanji has helped you and continue to. To Lalita Ramlochan of New Jersey, wishing our dear brother-in-law, Uncle Deochan Budhu of Bath Settlement a speedy recovery from the Ramlochan family of New Jersey. That is Ram, Lalita, and Diane. we send healing energies to your dear one in Bath Settlement, our neighboring village in Berbice. And thank you to the Ramlochan family for always supporting us in some way, and for all the viewing our program from New Jersey. Thank you to all the devotees. We're always very grateful when our devotees respond to us in this way to support our programs. These are people who mostly we've never met, but they're always here. What do we do for the last session of Sundar Kaand? Sundare Sundari Rama, Sundare Sundari Katha, Sundare Sundari Sita, Sundara Kimna Sundaram. The sweetest chapter of the Ramayana, all the action, if we want to say that, has been over. Bhagwan Hanumanji, he flew over the river. He defeated Sursa. He defeated Simhika. He defeated Lankini. 3 female demons, by the way. Isn't it interesting that he's just going about his business to do Bhagwan's work, and everyone that met him, they want to eat him out. They just want to eat him out. But what did he do? He did not give up. He went about his way and he did his work for Bhagwan Sri Ram. Each one of us here, my friends, at some point in time, we're going to be faced with that, where you're just going about doing your business, taking care of your family, doing your work, protecting your dharma, and those around you, they just don't wish you well. What do? Do you pause and spend time with them? You go on to do your business. Bhagwan Hanumanji, he's going now, he meets Vibhishan. He met Vibhishan. Vibhishan embraced him and guided him to Mother Sita. He met Mother Sita. Mother Sita was crying, but he's Ramadut. He brought the message of Ram to Mother Sita. Ma Sita saw the ring. She cried and she thought of Bhagwan Ram. Hanumanji gave her comforting words that Ram Bhagwan is thinking about you. Hanumanji felt a little hungry. He went and ate the mangoes in the groves, pulled down the trees. He was a little mischievous. The Rakshas came. He beat up all the Rakshas. He pulled out the trees. Ramayana told us he took his fist and he literally pounded the Rakshasa in the ground and dust came out. It's about a powerful monkey he was. Tulsidas described him like that. Afterwards, he allowed himself to be caught, to be bound by Meghanad. And as I said the other night, when our hands are tied, there is only one thing we can do. We can clasp our hands. You know what he did? Haath do. His 2 palms, he prayed. And he begged Ravana. He begged Ravan that Ravan, please, I beg you to submit yourself to my Lord. He will forgive you. Ravan did not heed him. What happened? They lit fire on his tail. And when his father, the wind god, saw that, the father was very angry. The wind started to blow. And as Hanumanji jumped from one place to the next, the fire started to burn Lanka. He then went and bowed to Mother Sita. He went back to Bhagwan Ram, told Bhagwan Ram about the episode. Bhagwan Ram looked at him and says, Hanumanji, I am unable to look in your face because I feel so indebted to you. Koi sura mur nahi dhari. No devta, no munis have done for me what you have done for me, Hanumanji. While that was happening, at the other end, Vibhishan, Ravan's brother, gave him advice. Ravan kicked Vibhishan. Vibhishan went to the doors of Bhagwan Ram. Ram Bhagwan embraced him and said to the world, I will not even abandon one who had slayed thousands of Brahmanas, because if they leave their evil path and they come to me, it means that they have resolved. No matter what we have done in life, we must understand that we are going to pay for every wrong thing we did, and we are going to reap the rewards of every good thing we did. No? Once I asked a very renowned guru to tell me what karma is. To tell me what karma is. I think we all know what karma is. Karma means action. And he says, Hardat, I think you know what karma is. I said, I think I do know. When you think, whatever you speak, you do, it is karma. But please explain to me a little bit more. And you know what he told me? He said, don't study karma, don't learn karma, don't think about karma, don't wonder about karma. Just do good things. Just do good things. Forget about the philosophy of karma and sayuj and prarabdha and vartaman. You try to analyze karma. Forget about the deep-rooted philosophy of karma and just do good things. That's all you need to do. The famous, very, very famous man. He came right here. Thakur Krishna Chandraji from Vrindavan. Sat right at the back there and asked him. He says, don't even think about it. Just do good things. And that is Hanumanji Maharaj. He does not think about it. He just do good for his Bhagwan. Vibhishan went to the doors of Bhagwan Ram. The Lord accepted him and said that Nirmalaman, you have come to me with a pure mind. I will not let you go. And there's where we stopped last night. This evening, we continue with Sundar Kaand. We have to finish up our reading of Sundar Kaand. And now we go to Sundar Kaand and see what happened. Now what had happened here? All the people gathered. Bhagwan Ram has built his army. You'll hear tonight about the army the Lord has built. He built his army, and what is going to happen now? Among his army, his army only has bears and monkeys. The only human beings probably there was Lakshman and him. All bears and monkeys, but these are not the monkeys that steal your spectacle in Vrindavan. These are not the monkeys in the Himalayas who will exchange. You know, the monkeys in India are very, very sensible. They are so smart. We went one time, and you know what they do? When they see you have possessions, they steal your possession, and they go and they sit on top. And they, like in Vrindavan, they steal your spectacle. I think people went there. You can't wear spectacle when you go Vrindavan. So one time we take a group. I know you Canadian people and think, wear your sunshade, right? Because we're foreigner. Oh boy, all the ladies' sunshade and stole. Every one of them, they stole all the sunshade and run up. And so you know how you get back the sunshade? You have to buy sweets from the vendor. And you literally stretch your hand with the sweets like this. And they exchange. They give you back your sunshade when you give them the sweet. They did that. They did that at Katyayani Devi temple. Literally exchanged like this. That's how sensible they are. But these were not the monkeys and bears who were with Bhagwan Ram. These were stalwarts. You will hear about them today. You will hear about them. Among them, of course, was Bajrangbali Bhagwan, Hanumanji Maharaj. Our first Hanumanji Chalisa this evening. Let us sing with our hearts open, with our minds open, our minds pure, and our hands ready to work, and clap tomorrow for many, many hours as we sing for Sri Hanumanji Maharaj. For all those who have not yet booked your Hanumanji Chalisa, please hop on our website, click the Hanuman button, and book your Hanumanji Chalisa, because we will be singing for you tomorrow. We will be singing with you tomorrow, 108 Hanumanji Chalisa, and we'll be doing so with devotion. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Barno Raghuvar Bimal Jasun Jodayak Phalcharim Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मुहि हरहु क्लेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तीनों लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरण विराज सुरेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा विराजे काले मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आकुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाई सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए। रघुपति की नहीं बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिया भरत संभाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा। नारद सारद सहित ईशा। यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा। राम मिलाइ राज पर दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेहि मुख माहि जलधि लांघिए अचरज राहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न ज्ञान पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हाथते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे आसो अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है द्वार सिद्धि जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के
तुम रखवारे,
असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चित्त न डरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंधी महासुख होई, जो यहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा होई, सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा, तुलसीदास
सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महादेरा,
की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा, पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूरति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय में बसूं सुरभूप सिया, भज रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम प्रभु। बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। We continue. Last night, the Lord assembled his armies, and among his armies, Hanumanji was there, Sugriva was there, Jamwant was there, all the bears and monkeys were there. But also, when all of them were there, Ravan also sent some spies. They were disguised as bears and monkeys. He sent some of them. But you know, the spies, they behaved differently. They did not behave like devotees. The devotees, the warriors of Bhagwan Ram, they were fierce, but yet they were devoted. But the spies, they tried to look like everyone else and mingle with everyone else. But the warriors of Bhagwan Ram picked them out very quickly. He picked them out very quickly. Lakshman takes his arrow and he was going to chop their ears and nose off. All of them fell to the feet of Ram Bhagwan, and it says, Prabhu, kabhi komal haat Prabhu ka, kabhi bojal haat Prabhu ka. We know that sometimes your hand is very stern, and we know that sometimes your hand is very gentle. This is the spies talking to Ram Bhagwan. Please, let the gentleness of your hand prevail today. Do not cut my nose and my ears off. That time, remember Supnika or Surpanka? She was the sister of Ravana, and she disguised herself, this is before this story here, and was going to advance herself to Ram Bhagwan. Lakshman cut off her nose. Because in that time, when you make a mistake, they don't kill you like that. They cut your nose off, Naka Khan, they cut your nose and your ears off. And when society saw that, they would shame you. This is not only that time, there was a time of the Vikings as well in India. The English time, they used to do that as well. Cut your ears off when infidelity happens. So they begged, they said, Prabhu, don't cut our ears and our nose off. We will become slaves. But please don't do that. Ram Bhagwan is the all-merciful, and he let them go. But Lakshman says to them, I would like you to take a message to Ravan. Tell Ravan this is the message from the brother of Rama. And he gave him the message to take. Now they have become Ramaduta. They have become messengers of Ram Bhagwan. Right? The Lord converts all of us. We don't convert anyone to become a Hindu because we cannot do that. But what we can do is we can bring our Hindu brothers and sisters awareness to this path. We can bring them awareness to this path. You all have heard about conversion. I think you all know that. If you have not, I've grown up in that in Guyana. Even here, they try to do it. They knock at your door and they bring you a magazine and try to tell you you're good and give you things and so on. In Guyana, they have converted so many Hindus to Christians because we have not done a good job providing for our Hindu brothers and sisters, or maybe their faith were not strong enough. So conversion is a rapid thing happen in certain parts of the world, even in India. But in the remote areas, they convert all our Hindu brothers and sisters to Christians. Give you a little ration, give you a little money and this and that. In my village, I remember I was little, there was a man with a horse cart. He used to make his living with his horse cart. And his 4 wheels were damaged, his axle and everything came out. And he was suffering and he had to make a living. The Christian assembly came in and repaired his horse cart and gave him new horse and everything. Next day, dressed in suit and Bible and gone to church. Convert, right? He became Christian. New horse cart, new horse. You know? He believed that Christ has saved him. Well, I think we're strong enough to help ourselves, but our faith has to be strong. These demons, the spies, they didn't convert them. They made them devotees of Bhagwan. They were now like Hanuman. They're carrying Ram's message. And they went back to Lanka. When they went to Lanka, Ravan saw them and called them. नात कृपा करी पूछहु जैसे मानहु कहा क्रोध तजिते से मिला जाई अब अनुज तुम्हारा जात ही राम तिलक जेहि सारा रावण दूत हहि सुनि काना कपि नहीं बोध द्वेन दुख नाना श्रवण नासिका काते लागे राम सपत दीन्हे हम त्यागे श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम ओ पूजिन नाथ राम कटकाई बड़न कोटि सत बड़नी न जाई नाना वरण भालू कपिधारी विकटानन विशाल भयहारी श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम बोलो श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम Ravan called the spies now and he says, come, tell me what you saw, because he thought they just went and come back. नात कृपा करी पूछो जैसे. O Ravan, you ask us what happened across in Ram camp. मानहु कधा क्रोध तजि जैसे. हे नाथ, आप जैसे कृपा करके पूछा है वैसे ही क्रोध छोड़कर मेरा कहना मानियो. My Lord, just as you have asked, as you have put these questions to us, so do you believe what I say? But please do not be angry with us, Ravan. We're going to tell you the truth. And you know what they say? Don't blame the messenger. Don't blame the messenger. They said, this is what happened. Your brother Vibhishan, मिला जाई जब अनुज तुम्हारा जात ही राम तिलक तो ही सारा. Your younger brother Vibhishan, you probably thought that when he went, Ram beat him, questioned him. No, the minute Ram saw him, Ram tilak te hi sara, Bhagavan Ram welcomed him and put the tilak on his forehead. The tilak on the forehead is a royal way of welcoming somebody to the temple, to the home, to the asana, wherever it is. Ram Bhagavan placed the tilak on him and welcome him. When Ravan heard that his brother was welcomed by Ram, oh, it did not go well for him. Ram Dut hamahi sunkana kapina badhi deen he duknana. When the monkeys heard that we were Ravan's spies, oh Lord, Ravan, they tied us, they persecuted us, but we begged to Bhagwan Ram. We called out to Bhagwan Ram that Ram, please let your compassion reveal today, and let your compassion rule. And you know what Ram did, Ravan? Ram, Bhagwan, spared us. Ravan says, you're calling him Bhagwan now? You met him once and you're calling him Bhagwan? They says, yes, Ravan. This is the impact of God in our lives. The minute, I always tell you this, the minute an entire era of darkness is faced with the light, that entire era of darkness it has disappeared and light will prevail. The minute any one of us come in contact with God, from that day we will be changed. You may not be transformed entirely, but there will be some transformation. And then we go again the second time, and there is a little bit more transformation, right? And then we go again, and there's a little bit more, until there is at some point a fully transformed person. The spies told Ravan, our first meeting with Ram has changed us, Ravan. You inquired about his army? Pooche hunat Ram katkai badan koti satbarani na jai. You inquired about his army? Let us tell you about the army, his army. Sri Ram's army, but 1,000 million tongues would be inadequate to describe it. 1,000 million tongues will be inadequate to describe it. Why? It is an army of Nana Baran Bhalu. Bhalu means, kya bhalu? Bears. Nana Baran Bhalu Kapidhari Nikatanan Visal Bhayakari. It is made up of bears and monkeys. Ravan laughed, ha ha ha. We have all the distinguished demons here in Lanka, and you are praising an army of bears and monkeys. He says, yes. But my Lord Ravan, they are big-bodied and they are terrible. Looking at them alone, you'll be frightened. He says, wait a minute. You mean just like that one who came here and we lit fire on his tail? Are, Shuka, the messenger's name was Shuka. Shuka ने कहा था कि हा हा हा, जिसने नगर को जलाया और आपके पुत्र अक्षय कुमार को मारा, उसका बल तो बानरों में थोड़ा है. He said, you're referring to the one Hanuman who came and burned Lanka? If you put him in front of all the other bears and monkeys, he's just a little one. And Ravan heard, and indeed, you know why Hanuman was chosen to go? It was because he was the only one who had the ability to fly across. Well, many reasons. He's Ramaduta. But compare his size and everything naturally to the other. You know, Jamavant and Sugri, these were stalwarts of bears and monkeys. He says, comparing them to the others, he is just tiny. Unka bal thora. His strength is little. And so he says his army, Ram Bhagwan, includes many generals, monsters of vast bulk and possessing the strengths of innumerable elephants. Innumerable elephants. This is the power of those who are weak. People don't, you know, when we say we're Rama Bhaktas or Hanuman Bhaktas, Shiva Bhaktas, I think a lot of people think that you have to be meek and old and weak and shaking and say, Jai Sri Ram. No, look who are following him. These were bears and monkeys with towering strength. Let me tell you, Ravan, about the army. Bubhid Bhayanda Neelanar Angad Gad Vikatasi दधिमुख के हरि निसत सत जामवंत बलरासी द्विविध भयंद नील नल अंगद गद विकतास्य दधिमुख केसरी निशत शत और जामवंत ये सभी बल की राशि है. Let me tell you about his army, Ravana. It consists of Dvivid, Mayanda, Nila, Nala, Angad, Gada, Vikatasya, Dadhimukh, Kesari, Nishata, Shata, and the powerful Jamavant. They are just some of the bears and monkeys. These names are among the greatest of bears and monkeys in the Ramayana time. When Ravan heard all of this, he says, "My lord, each of the monkeys is as mighty as Sugriv, who is the king of all of them. And there are tens of millions like them. वे सब बानर बल के सुग्रीव के समान और इनके जैसे करोड़ों है, tens of millions of them." When you hear America have army and Korea get army and China get army, this here is an army that is incomparable. You can't compare. Tens of millions of them. Who can dare conquer them? By the grace of Sri Ram, they are unequaled in strength and they are powerful, world-class fighters. Hey Dashagriv, मैंने कानों से ऐसा सुना है. I've also heard, Ravan, that the commanders of the many monkey troops alone number 18,000 billions in the world of the army, my lord. There is not a single monkey who would not conquer you in battle. He's not talking about Rama yet. He's talking about the bears and the monkeys. There is not a single one who would not conquer you. What is the message that Shuka, the messenger, is giving Ravan here? If this is the power of the followers of Rama, if this is the power of the followers of Rama, imagine the power of Ramji himself. Imagine the power of Ramji himself, right? One monkey came there, Hanumanji Maharaj. He came there and he created havoc. He was uncontrolled. Out of it, no one could have controlled him. If you have tens of millions like him come here, Ravan, what are you going to do? Ravan, when Mandodari spoke to him, he did not listen. When Hanumanji spoke to him, he did not listen. When Malyavan spoke to him, he did not listen. But when his messengers brought this news to Ravan, of course, he woke up a little bit now. He woke up a little bit and he's wondering, am I really going to win? If that one who came here I was unable to defeat, what about the hundreds of millions that are going to come? There's a beautiful bhajan, an old bhajan that I like to sing for Hanumanji when I think of his strength, and I ask all of you to sing with me. Hanumanji is a very unique one, my friends. The reason why he's so powerful, one of the reasons why he's so powerful, is his closeness and his devotion to Bhagwan Ram. Tomorrow, no matter how much, or tonight or tomorrow, no matter how much we work and we do, we will never be tired. Because Ram kaj kinhe bina mohi kaha bishram. Rest is never for those who are working for the Lord. This is Hanumanji's words. Jai Jai Shri Hanuman, Jai Jai Shri Hanuman, Mangal Murti Marut Nandan, Sakal Yamangal मूल निकंदन, पवन तनय संतन हितकारी, हृदय विराजत अवध बिहारी.
जय 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 बजरंग बली. Everybody. जय 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 बजरंग बली. जय 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 बजरंग बली. जय 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 बजरंग
बली.
महावीर हनुमान गोसाई. महावीर हनुमान गोसाई. तुम्हारी याद भली. जय 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 बजरंग बली. जय 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 बजरंग बली. जय जय श्री हनुमान. जय जय श्री हनुमान. जय जय श्री हनुमान.
जय जय श्री हनुमान.
साधु संत के हनुमत प्यारे. भक्त हृदय श्री राम दुलारे. साधु संत के हनुमत प्यारे. भक्त हृदय श्री राम दुलारे. राम रसायन पास तुम्हारे. सदा रहो तुम राम दुआरे. तुम्हारे कृपा से हनुमत बीरा. तुम्हारी कृपा से हनुमत बीरा. साधुरी विपत टली. जय 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 बजरंग बली. जय 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 बजरंग बली. जय जय श्री हनुमान.
जय जय श्री हनुमान.
जय श्री राम. तुम्हारी शरण महा सुखदाई. जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई. तुम्हारी शरण महा सुखदाई. जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई. तुम्हारे महिमा तुलसी गाई. जग जननी सीता महामाई. शिव शक्ति की तुम्हारे हृदय. शिव शक्ति की तुम्हारे हृदय. जो तू महान चली. जय 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 बजरंग बली. जय 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 बजरंग बली. महावीर हनुमान गोसाई. महावीर हनुमान गोसाई. तुम्हारी याद बली. जय 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 बजरंग बली. जय 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 बजरंग बली. जय जय श्री हनुमान. जय जय श्री हनुमान. जय जय श्री हनुमान. बोले बजरंगबली भगवान की.
It is this love and devotion that we'll be singing Hanumanji Chalisa tomorrow I hope and pray that you can be here to join us with such devotion, and of course sponsor a Chalisa as well in your beloved name or in your family's name to give thanks to Hanumanji Maharaj. The messengers are praising Hanumanji in front of Ravan. They're praising him in front of Ravan, and when they do, Ravan's ego, of course, is disturbed, and he's questioning, of course, his whole motive now. Now, he described, about the rage and everything that is happening there. He described the monkeys, how powerful they are. 100,000 Sheshnag would fail to describe the greatness of Sri Ram's valor, and so on. And now what happens? They said, Ravan, Lakshman give us a message to give to you. Lakshman give us a message to give to you. Ravan says, what message? He said, this message is about Ram. This message is about Ram. And we're getting to the end of Sundar Kaand. Ravan is wondering, wait a minute. You just met Ram. You just met him for a little bit. I sent you as a spy. And you have come back a changed person. You're not only praising him, but you're praising his army. You're praising Sugriv, Jamavant. And above all, now you have become a Ram, a Doot. You have become a messenger of Ram. How is this possible? This is what happens when we are touched just a little bit by Prabhu. Tulsidas ji tells us, Jo Shatabar Pat Karakoi Chuta Hibandi Mahasukho Hoi. That whoever sings Hanumanji Chalisa 100 times, Jo Shatabar. Shat means 100. Whoever sings Hanumanji Chalisa 100 times, Chuta Hibandi Mahasukho Hoi. Chut. That which is holding you back in life, your sorrows, your own self. You untie that knot, that bond, and Mahasukhohoi, you will experience the highest form of happiness. Tomorrow we are chanting 108, not 100. 108. It's an opportunity for us to untie any bonds we have created with anything that is holding us down back. Right? People wonder sometimes, how does the meek and the kind and the innocent and the simple people get along in life in such challenging times? In day like today, in times like today, who are suffering? You call them bhogi. There is yogi, bhogi, and rogi. 3. The yogis are the ones who is in this line of work. They pray to Prabhu, they just live a simple Siddha Sada life. Not a lot of connections here and there. You call them Siddha Sada, yogis. All they're impacted by is the little that they have. Then you have the bhogi. Yog nahi, bhog. They run after the bhoga, after the world. So what happens when you become a bhogi? If you're running after the world, and then the world is impacted, then you become a victim. You become a victim. People who are eating simple or are used to eating simple and living simple, they are prospering in times like this. They are prospering when the entire nation or the world is suffering because of price and grocery price and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what is happening in this country, but I think all of us should call our MP and complain to them. I hope you're doing that, because if this thing goes the way that it's going, things are not going to be good. Right? We are all impacted by this. But there are a few who are called, bhogis. They run after the world, but when the world is impacted, then they are impacted. Right? They are impacted by that. Those who stick to their simple way of living. Those who stick to their simple ways of living, they will prosper even in challenging times. And then the third is called the rogi. Rogi means those who are always in pain mentally or physically because of their own actions. In all three of them, yogi, bhogi, and rogi, choose to be the yogi. Choose to be the one who lives a simple lifestyle. When times are tough, you impacted a little bit, but not all of that, right? Choose to be the yogi, to live a very simple life, from the things you eat to the things you dwell among, to the people you dwell with. Be the yogi. So when the world is impacted, your world is a smaller world, right? When we say we have a big world and all that, you're living in this big world, the smaller your world is, the better it is for us. The better it is for us. The messengers of Ravana, they all told him, Ravan, apna ki tajiman anuj hai Prabhu. So Lakshman sends a message. They have become now simple people. These messengers from demons, they are transformed into simple people. And he says, Ravan, here is the message. Ravan's brother gave us this note, and I have to read it to you. And so he says, Batan manahi rijau sat, jani ghalasi khulkhis, Ram virod na ubarsi, Sarana Vishnu ajais. कि अरे मूर्ख, केवल बातों से ही मन को रिझाकर अपने कुल को नष्ट भ्रष्ट ना कर, श्री राम जी से विरोध करके तू विष्णु ब्रह्मा और महेश की शरण जाते पर भी नहीं बचेगा. This is the message Lakshman sent, which I told you about earlier. The note read that, Ravan, O fool, do not bring your race to a ruin. Do not bring your kul, your lineage, to a ruin. By courting enmity with Ram, you will not be spared, even if you seek the protection of Shiva and Brahma themselves. Ki tajiman anuj eva Prabhu padapankaj bring. Therefore, abandoning your pride, this is the message of Lakshman, abandoning your pride, like your younger brother did, Vibhishan, either seek the lotus feet of the Lord as a bee, or be consumed with your family like a moth into the fire of Sri Ram's shaft. This was the message. Ravan was dismayed when he heard this. As he listened to the message, but he bore a very feigned, smile on his face. Very faint smile on his face. And when he heard these words of Lakshman, these threats of Lakshman, he, of course, became very much afraid. And then Shuka the messenger said finally, my lord, giving up haughtiness, take every word of it as true, abandon your pride, and lend ear to my advice. My lord, I am asking you to please give up your enmity with Rama. Give up your enmity with Rama. When advices like this would come our way, then we'd have to ponder. But he didn't. On the other end, Bhagwan Ram now is ready to cross the ocean. But what happened? He could have just taken his arrow and dry up the whole ocean. But you know what he did? He sat and he did Varun Puja for 3 days. You know what Varun Puja is? Varun Puja is the kalash. The kalash with the leaves on top and the coconut, that is called Varun Bhagwan. Now many people are used to seeing in Guyana, we have a lota at the bottom, we have the mango leaf, and we have Lakshmi sitting on top. You know that, right? All of you know that. So you're wondering now, what happened to that? We now do that here. So what happened to that? Why are we putting the whole coconut on top of the kalash? There's nothing wrong with that too. There's a meaning behind everything, right? Back home in Guyana, the Bihari style people, because long ago you did not have much many murtis and all of that. So you worship a diya as a symbol of Mahalakshmi. You didn't have lingams and so you pick up a stone at the riverside and you worship that as Shiva, right? So anyways, all kind of things. So our Bihari style of people, they put the diya on top of the kalash because Varuna is the ocean And Lakshmi ji, when she came from the heavens and went into the ocean, she became the daughter of Varuna. Varuna Putri Chadhimahi. So they would put the diya on top of the lota, symbolizing Lakshmi sitting in the lap of her father, Varuna. And so that worship would be Lakshmi, Panch Palavan, the 5 mango leaves, they represent Panch Palavan. It is supposed to be 5 different types of leaf. It's supposed to be 5 different types of leaf, specific types of leaf. But we settle with mango leaf because we're not resourceful. And they're all supposed to be touching the water. It's an energy system. And anyways, so that puja is called Varun Puja, Panch Palvan, the 5 leaves. You worship the 5 elements, and then you worship the ocean itself. Why do we do Varun Puja? We ask for the balance of the ocean. 72% of our body is made up of water. So if this water in the body is not balanced properly, what will happen? Right? We ask for the balance of the necessary energies. The kalash as well should be filled up to the where? The neck. I think all of you know that very well. There's a simple reason. If it's full right on top and you put a coconut, it can overflow. But that's too simplistic. The water is filled up to the neck to represent the balance of fluid in our body. You can't get the fluids, like when you eat, you can't eat up to your neck. You have to eat half stomach, quarter stomach water, and quarter stomach for breathing, according to Bhagavatam. So it must be filled up to the neck, and the leaves then touch the water to be energized. And there's prokshan, something in prokshan that happens. Prokshan means purification. We don't do those things, by the way, in the West Indian tradition, but one time I did it and people get upset. You do the Kalash Puja, and you have to read some Pavitra Dharan mantra, long shlokas. Bhuvan is learning that now. It's so very beautiful. And then after you chant all those mantras, the Panditjis take out the coconut and they take the leaves and dunk it in the water and sprinkle it on you right away there. It's such a beautiful thing. And then you put it back. But Abi people say you disturb the energies. Well, we don't know about that. That's a whole different thing. It's a very old Agama Shastra practice. Going back to the Kalashasya Mukhe Vishnu Kanthe Rudra Samasrita Mule Tasya Sthite Brahma Madhye Matrigana Smrita. It represents Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Matrigana, all the Matriganas, Ganesha. Kuk Shautu Sagara Sarva Sapta Deepa Vasundara. It is the ocean that represents Rigved, Yajurved, Samaveda, Tharvana. Angaischa, the Anga, Sahita Sarva Sapta Deepa, it represents all the elements. So when you worship Varuna, you're worshipping the oceans, you're worshipping the Vedas, you're worshipping the Holy Trinity, you're worshipping all the Matrikas, you're worshipping Ganapati, you're worshipping the entire creation when you worship the Kalash, when you worship Varun. It is a very important puja to be done. Second reason why you do Varun puja is that apart from the Lakshmi that is burning, the Diya that is burning, Varuna contains water. And water is always alive. Water is always alive. It is always attentive. Right? Water represents prana shakti. When you worship that water, water is never stable. Water is never constant. The kids know that. They do it in basics. It's never stable. It's never constant. It's always absorbing, and absorbing. So when you charge up that Varun, that Kalasha, the water becomes charged, right? That is a form of life that you're worshiping there as well. So you have the light, and you have the light that is God, and you have the water that is God as well. This Varun, this ocean, Lord Ram has to cross it now. And just like we do Varun Puja, he sat down, but he didn't have a coconut, he didn't have a kalash. He prayed to the ocean. Varanasyotam bhanamasi varanasyaskam basarjanisto varanasya rita sadan masid varunasya rita sadan masidim. He said, ocean, please stabilize yourself, dry up yourself so that I can go across with my army. right? He asked the ocean to be dried up, not to be stable, to be dried up. But then what happened? The ocean was not responding to him. And what did he did?
Lakshman ban sarasan ana Soshay baridhi visash kusana Satsan vinay kutil san priti Sahaj kripin sat sundar niti ममता रत सन ज्ञान कहानी अति लोभी सन बिरती मखानी.
Lakshman, he says, बाण ले आओ, बाण लाओ, मैं अग्नि बाण से समुद्र को सोख डालूं. Bring my arrow, Lakshmana, so that I will deliver the Agni Ban and dry up this entire ocean. Lakshman brings the arrow. Agni Ban means one arrow will dry up the entire ocean. Remember Bhagwan Ram? Ek patni, ek ban, ek vachak. One wife, one arrow, one speech, one word. Lakshman brings the arrow now. Bhagwan Ram delivers the arrow. And certainly in the belly of the ocean, there is this huge bhukamp, this huge fire that starts to burn in the gut of the ocean. What happens? Varun Dev broke out. The Lord of the oceans came. The God presiding of the ocean, Varun Bhagwan, समुद्र ने भयभीत होकर प्रभु के चरण पकड़ कहा कि हे नाथ मेरे सब अवगुण क्षमा कीजिए. When the Lord shows us kabhi komal haat, kabhi bojal haat, when the Lord is showing us the compassionate hand, we always hold it very gently and we enjoy life, now enjoy yourself. But when the Lord shows us the sternness of his hand or the stern side of his hand, then we fall to his feet. उसने कहा था प्रभु क्षमा कीजिए. मैंने क्या कहा प्रभु? What did I do? Why are you punishing me? ना क्षमा कीजिए. आकाश वायु अग्नि जल और पृथ्वी इन सब की करनी स्वभाव से ही जा रहे हैं. हे प्रभु, you know, the Lord came and he bowed to Bhagwan Ram and he says, my Lord, if you dry me up, I know you want to go across, but Lord, if you dry this ocean up, the alligators, the fishes, the whale, everything that reside in this ocean, can you imagine what would happen to them, Lord? Do you want them to die? Everything has to operate. You know, the ocean, without the oceans, this world will cease to exist. Prabhu, think quite clearly. I know that you have a need, but think quite clearly what you're doing. And spare me, O Lord. Do not put me out of existence. My Lord, Bhagwan Ram put on his bow and arrow. He said, in exchange, you have Nal and Neel. By a boon given to them by a sage, whatever they hold will not float. Prabhu, place the rocks in the water. They will not float. And even if the rocks are unstable, I will support by stabilizing them as well. Put the mountains in the ocean, and by your grace, it will float. Ram Bhagwan, with this arrow, my Lord, it will exterminate a race, my entire race as an ocean. Please don't do that, my Lord. Bhagwan Ram, of course, was relieved when he heard the Komal Vachan coming to his heart. Prabhu Ram is moved by compassion and devotion. And even the ocean submitted to him. What happened? He placed his arrow back in his quiver. The ocean became very, very happy. And then they started building the bridge. Dekhi Ram bal paurushabari harashi payo nidhi bhayo sukhari sakala charit kahi prabhu sunaba charana bandhi patodhi siddhava. The ocean was happy and the ocean rejoiced. It was gratified to witness Bhagwan Ram's astounding might. The West have a way, I think you all know this as well, when they're crossing a river, they always throw a coin inside. You've seen that, right? You've seen that. There's a little scientific reason behind that. They always throw a copper coin inside because the copper naturally purifies liquid when it comes into contact with it. In our Shastra, a kalasha should only be made out of gold, silver, or copper. Gold, silver, or copper. Why? Because those things don't get contaminated. They don't get, not stainless steel. Now, why is it that most mandirs use stainless steel? Do you know why? Easy to clean. It's easy to clean. So that's why most mandirs use stainless steel. We don't use stainless steel kalash. We have copper kalash, and we have a very pure silver kalash, which we use on special occasions. It is not silver plated. It is silver, so it is very expensive. It has the Ashtalakshmi around it. Because when that water goes in there, we use that to do abhishekam, right? So anyway, going back to it, people throw a coin into the water. The scientific reason behind that is to purify that body of water. You throw a copper coin, a lot of people throw copper, then whatever copper, I think scientists not here today, but whatever the copper possess, it purifies the water. And then we begin into the habit now when you cross, you take a coin, whatever, 25 cents, you throw it inside. I think the ocean is pretty rich by now. So many coins are being thrown inside. And the second thing is that the tradition goes that you are paying a toll to Varun Dev for crossing. And this comes back from Ram Bhagwan time, when he now prays to the ocean for its blessings. In this way, my friends, Sakala Sumangal Dayak Raghunayak Gungan. This is the last doha of Sundar Kaand. Sadar sunahi te tari bhav sindhu bina jal jaan. श्री रघुनाथ जी के गुणगान संपूर्ण सुंदर मंगलों का देने वाला है। जो इसे आदर सहित सुनेंगे वे बिना किसी जहाज के ही भवसागर को तर जाएंगे. It says a recital of the virtues of Sri Ram in the form of Sundar Kaand bestows blessings to all. Just reciting this thing bestows blessing. You don't have to understand it. This is the power of Sundar Kaand. You don't have to understand it. Sakala Sumangal Dayak Raghunayak Gunagan. As I told you, I think anybody here have this book? We sold a lot of copies of it last year. 40 copies of it we sold. If you have this book, try to read it. The chaupais are in English and Hindi, and the English artha, the Hindi artha is there as well. Sakala Sumangala Dayaka Raghunayaka Gunagan. A recital of the Sundar Kaand, of course, bestows all blessings. Sakala Sumangal, all blessings. And those who reverently hear them, those who reverently hear the Sundar Kaand, what happens? They cross the ocean of mundane existence without any difficulty. Without any difficulty. वे बिना किसी जहाज की है भवसागर को तर जाएंगे. Iti Sundar Kaand. And now we close our Sundar Kaand with the blessings of Bhagwan Hanumanji. Bole Pawan Sutta Hanuman ki jai. Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai. We'll chant our one Hanumanji Chalisa, and I'll ask all of you now to come on up and take the darshan of Bhagwan Hanumanji. Please come and bow in front of him. Few of you have been here for all 5 sessions. Hundreds of devotees have listened to all 5 sessions. Few of you have been here for few of the sessions. Doesn't matter. This is Sumangal. It's very blessed to listen to Sundar Kaand. And as we concluded today, please come and take the darshan of Hanumanji and let Him bless you with an abundance of strength. All of us should become Ramdut. All of us should become messengers of the Lord. Every one of us who come in contact with Bhagwan Ram, slowly and slowly there will be transformation. Not all at the same time. Slowly and slowly there'll be transformation. The monkeys, the bears, the demons, everyone who came in contact with Him, they were transformed. Imagine if you have Him with you all the time, what will happen? Saturday I made a remark at the temple about, the mobile Bhagwan. The mobile Bhagwan. We have a mobile Bhagwan. There is one thing that, we never forget. When we leave our homes, we never forget this thing. Do you know what it is? You potentially will forget your children at home. Some people do. They forget their children at home. You'll probably forget your spouse at home. Some people do. I laugh. Right? Some people do forget their spouse at home. They'll come and there. You'll probably forget your dakshina at home. Sometimes you go in your car, you realize you don't have your keys. You forget your wallet at home. But we never ever forget our phone. So what the bankers do, what they did, and I was part of this for 25 years, they said, since you're not forgetting this at home, because they're worried when you forget your purse at home, that's a big problem for the bank. You're not going to spend. So they took the debit card and the credit card and they put it in here. And this is called, in banking terms, they call it a mobile wallet. You got it? Now, if you have an Apple phone, it's called an Apple wallet. And if you have an, what do you have the one name again? Yeah, exactly one. Android. If you have an Android, you have an Android wallet. This here is your wallet. You don't need a credit card anymore. You don't need a debit card anymore. You don't need a TIM card anymore. Everything is in here. You don't need a Starbucks card. Everything is in here. Right? Everything is in here. And then they say, wait, people got to go steal a house and they got to transfer money and they got to go to the bank. They made something called mobile banking. They put all your apps in here so you can do it right here and you can send money to Monday right away. People can go online right now and email transfer money right to them right away. You can do that. Can you imagine? You don't have to bring check and so to the temple anymore. Right? Mobile banking. This has replaced the banks. You know how many branches they have closed down in Canada for all the banks? You know how many, wallets? People don't carry wallets anymore. I don't know who carry wallets. Right? I don't know where my wallet is. Anyways, this is everything. Then this has replaced a camera. Remember long ago people used to have a camera? Until I still have one. They're still important, right? All the Henry store they've closed down. All the other stores and things they closed down. This has replaced a computer. This has replaced typewriter and all the works. This has replaced also conversations. There was a time when people used to talk. They used to sit down and talk to each other. If you go to a restaurant these days, you must watch around carefully if a couple is sitting together. Depend on their age. My age, they wouldn't do it, but a little younger, they'll sit down, and both of them are there to have dinner, but right? Both of them sit down there, and they're there to have an event out. Why? They're on their phone like this, having a conversation. So this has replaced our conversations. This has replaced our companion. This has replaced our family. People at home, they spend a lot of time on these things and everybody's around doing their own thing and there is no conversations anymore. I think, I don't want to tell people how to rule their homes, but I think we have to have a place and time for everything. So the mobile phone has replaced everything. The mobile phone replaced everything. You can live stream on this any part of the world, right? You can do accounting on this, you can do notes on whatever it is, anything you want, this replaced it. A mobile phone just like we never forget our mobile phone at home, let us not forget our mobile Bhagwan at home. Sarva Bhuta Hridayam. The Lord, chapter 15, verse 15 of the Gita. The Lord is your mobile, your heart is your mobile Bhagwan. Don't ever forget it. And even if you think it is not there, it is always here. Everyone who comes in contact with Him, they take away something very beautiful. We want to thank you very, very much on behalf of Bhavani Shankar Mandir for supporting our Sundar Kaand. We started it since COVID, when people were closed in their homes. We kept it going for a few years. Sometimes, the first day there was about 5 people, and then the congregation grew very significantly. Saturday we had a lot of people, Sunday, yesterday. But for me, it is a joy when I read Sundar Kaand. For me, it is a joy. So if I'm joyful, then it's okay for me. So that's why we have taken on as a temple this task of reading Sundar Kaand. And the people who came, they spent a little quiet time, and they were very happy. So on behalf of our temple, we want to thank you. We know how busy you are. Navratri has just finished. You've given so much, and you're going to give a little bit more because tomorrow is Hanuman Jayanti. Please hop online and sponsor a Hanuman Chalisa. I have posted the link again today on Facebook and on my Facebook page, on the temple's Facebook page, our Instagram account, our website. Everything is there. You don't have to worry. Click it, sponsor Hanuman Chalisa, and come tomorrow. We're going to sing 108 Hanumanji Chalisa. Spend the day with us. Come and let's stay elevated and connected to Bhagwan Hanumanji. Now please take a moment. We're going to sing a Hanumanji Chalisa, and all of you are going to come in a very orderly manner and just bow to Hanumanji Maharaj, or pay your respect however you want, to offer a flower to him, offer your heart to him. That's all you need today. If you have a fruit, offer it to him, a prasad. If not, just come and bow to him. Sometimes we get too mixed up in offering so much to Bhagwan that we forget to offer ourselves to him. I urge you this evening, take his darshan. It's very important. Ye sumangal hai, very, very auspicious. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj. Please stand. Nij man mukur sudhar, Barno Raghuvar Vimal Jasun, Jodayak Phalchari Buddhihin Tanu Janike, Sumiro Pavan Kumar, Bal Buddhi Vidya Deho Mohi, Haraho Kalesha Vikar. Akash, run all the sponsors on the screen. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Jai Kapish Tinho Lok Udagar, Ram Dut Atulit Baldhama, Anjani Putra Pavan Sutnama, Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi Kumat Nivar Sumati Ke Kanchan Varan Viraj Suvesha, Kanan Kundal Kunchit Kesha, Haath Bhadra aur Dhaja Viraje, Kandhe Muj Jane Saje, Shankar Suvan Kesari Nandan, Pratap Mahajagavanda, Vidyavan Guni Ati Chatur, Ram Kaj Karibe Ko Prabhu Charit Sunibe Ko Rasiya, Ram Lakhan Sita Manvasiya, Sukshma Roop Dhari Siyahi Dikava, Vikat Roop Dhari Lank Jarava, Bhima Roop Dhari Asur Samhare, Ramchandra Ke Raj Savare, Lai Sajeevan Lakhan Ji Aaye, Shri
रघुपति की नहीं बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिया भरत सम। सहस बदन तुम्हारो यश गावे, अस कही श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कही सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राज पर। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेहि मुख माही, जलधि लांघि गए दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते। सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे ते, राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे। सब सुख है तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज संहारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाथ देगा। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, इनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, से विजयत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा। सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे। जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाई। जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चेतन धरहि। हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करे, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा। जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। ओ जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पात कर कोई, छूट निबंधि महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होई से भी साथी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महादेरा। की जय नाथ हृदय महादेरा। की जय नाथ हृदय महादेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय में बसहूँ सुरभूप। सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। वृंदावन कृष्ण चंद्र की जय, काशीपति विश्वनाथ की जय। अयोध्या रामचंद्र की जय। बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Tomorrow morning, puja start here at 7 a.m. Ganesh Puja, Kalash Puja, Sarvadeva Namaskaram, Shiv Bhagwan Abhishekam, and then Hanumanji Abhishekam. That will go from 7 to 9. Then at 9:30, we start the chanting of our 108 Hanumanji Chalisa. So you know how this goes. Those of you who are in person, you'll come here and sit down. You'll be given a rose, and we'll sing the Hanumanji Chalisa at the end of the Hanumanji Chalisa, which could take from 1 minute to 2 minutes, or 5 minutes, or 4 minutes, or 30 seconds. It doesn't matter. You get up and you offer your rose to Hanumanji. You sit down. Most of it will be done fast. Then we have a little break. We sing 1, 2 slow ones, and then we sing. However we sing now, we have to watch the time as well. But we'll be here praying to Hanumanji all day. Please come join us. I don't know what time we finish, but whatever time we finish, we finish. After that, we go home. We eat some rot, drink some milk, some hot coffee, and then we come back in the evening, 7 p.m. for satsang, Hanumanji satsang. We do a little Kiskinda Kaand, talk about Hanumanji, Aarti, eat some more rot. Tomorrow rot day. And then bhojan prepared tomorrow evening for everybody as well. We ask you to come and join with us. Bole Pawan Sut Hanuman ki, Sya Bhaj Ramachandra ki. Please stand for Aarti. Yani kani chapapani, janmantar kritani cha, tani sarvani nashyantu pradakshinam pade pade. Aarti ki jai Hanuman lala ki.
दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की, आरती की जय हनुमान लला की। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की, आरती की जय हनुमान लला की। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की, आरती की जय हनुमान लला की। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। जाके वन से गिरिवर गावे, रोग दोष जाके निकट न जाते। अंजलि पुत्र महाबल गाए, संतन के प्रभु सदा सहाय। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की, आरती की जय हनुमान लला की। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। देवी रघुनाथ बताए, लंका जारी सिया सुध लाए। लंक सपूत समुद्र से खाए, जात पवन सुत बारन आए। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की, आरती की जय हनुमान पर सकारे आलिस जीवन प्राण उबारे। आरती कीजे हनुमान लागे दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ गलागे। आरती कीजे हनुमान लागे दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ गलागे। हरि पताल तोरी चमकाए अहि रावण की भुजा उतारे। असुर संहारे दहिरे भुजा संग जमतारे। आरती की जय हनुमान लागे दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ गलागे। आरती की जय हनुमान लागे दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ गलागे। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ गलागे। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ गलागे।
ॐ कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिस्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाबदेहं धनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनां मृगगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भोजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनां सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोले गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सिया भज रामचंद्र की, श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, जगदम्बिका माता की। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव। शंभो सत्य सनातन धर्म की। सबको ये जय जय सीताराम। जय श्री राम। Please take आरती. Prasad is available at the door, and we see you all tomorrow. Shubh Ratri. Good night.